For viewers around the globe, welcome to Platform Media International Political Arena. I'd like to say Happy New Year to all our guests and viewers around the globe, and welcome to the studios. And we continue where we stopped last year and to examine issues around the globe. But tonight we're looking at the election 2019 in Nigeria, and of course, the man who is the issue in Nigerian politics, former president of Nigeria, President Olusegun Obasanjo, is at the center stage. And we're going to examine his pronouncements about who he's supporting for the next election coming up in February 2019. I have in the studio my very good friends. On the right, Obi Ezeadibe. Welcome to the program. And on my left is Ebenezer Badewa. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Nigerians are marching to the polls on February 19 to choose their leaders. And what we are looking at tonight, gentlemen, is the fact that the former president of Nigeria, Obasanjo, President Olusegun Obasanjo, has made no pretense about it, canvassing and making pronouncement that Nigerians should choose Atiku Abubakar as the next president. My mainstay of bringing this issue to the floor tonight, gentlemen, is that Obasanjo had made pronouncement like this in the past. In 1979, it was alleged that he supported President Shagari to emerge as the president of Nigeria, and he also had a hand in the choice of Umaru Yar'Adua, late Umaru Yar'Adua, to even as from a governor to become the president. And in 2011, he also had a hand in the choice of Jonathan. More recently, he supported President Buhari against Jonathan. And in all these pronouncements he had made, he succeeded those he had made pronouncement to succeed one. But Nigeria is still where we are. So, Mr. Obi, I'll start with you. Is it right for Nigerians to follow Obasanjo this time around after this foray of example that I've given?
I think yes. Obasanjo is not saying anything differently from what we are saying. It's just that his opinions are a little bit more louder than ours. Every Nigerian wants the best for our country, and we are not doing well in terms of leadership. And we want a better leadership. And Obasanjo thinks that Buhari is not the best for us at this time. Atiku is also not too good, but he's the lesser of the twin evils.
So why would Nigerian always be choosing a reluctant leader? In 1979, Shagari says he's a reluctant leader. Yar'Adua, even when he was investigated, that Yar'Adua was not particularly too heavy, Obasanjo supported him, and again we can say he's a reluctant leader. In 2011, Jonathan came because Yar'Adua died, and 2015, Buhari, after many trials, Obasanjo advocated for him. So, is it when Nigerians look at this that Obasanjo had a hand in all the choice of these leaders, Mr. Badewa? That should be a single reason not to follow Obasanjo's lead. What's your view?
Thank you very much. It's quite unfortunate that Nigerians, they fail to learn, one. Secondly, Obasanjo himself, who has been in government, both military and civilian leader, knows the problem of Nigerian leadership. But he's not ready to face it. Because I don't think it's Buhari as an individual that is the immediate problem that Nigeria is facing right now. What about people around Buhari? These are the things that Obasanjo should focus his attention on, exposing those people that has held the leadership in captive. Okay, Jonathan was an individual. I know the ball rests on the leader, right? In the court of the leader. But at the same time, if Obasanjo really want to help the democracy of Nigeria, it should help to sanitize those who are around the president that are making the president to be ineffective. Because how can you recommend somebody for a nation and the people followed you and they obeyed, they voted for the person, even though, I mean, that's the only option that the country have. First time, second time, third time, fourth time, and you're still recommending. When are we going to look at the root cause of why these leaders are ineffective and that they can't serve the people?
Mr. Badewa, when you say Obasanjo should, it's like Obasanjo has all the power to navigate and manipulate the system. But why should Obasanjo be the moral compass of Nigeria, given his records? Mr. Obi, why should it be?
He has gained that privilege. He has been sent to prison. No corrupt cap is hanging on him. He has been investigated and found morally just. He had been president. He performed excellently, and he has meant well for the nation. He has his shortcomings, and that's what my colleague was saying. The problem of Nigeria is not a problem of leadership. An angel cannot manage Nigeria. There are structural problems, and that's what should be tackled. Unless the structural imbalance in the nation is redressed, Nigeria will not make progress. As a matter of fact, since 1960, we have been going backwards.
So if Obasanjo has been in government all this while, since 1975, so to say, why would he not be able to find that direction where the structures can be addressed?
Well, he is an unrepentant believer in the oneness of Nigeria. Like Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, the bigger we are, the better. He has failed to notice the fact or to appreciate the fact that our northern neighbors are not prepared for a progressive growth of our nation state. They have no stake in the stability of the nation. They reap best when there is chaos. Obasanjo has failed to understand this fact about our northern brothers, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. That's the way they are. They like destruction, they like crisis. If they do not create it using a religious issue, they will create it using a political issue, and they operate best when there is crisis.
Given to what Mr. Obi has said, it is even said that people like Obasanjo and the rest, they thrive in crisis. That's why they don't want Nigeria to break up, for instance, that the country must remain as one, even if when it's not working. So why would people like Obasanjo, given the fact that it's become the issue in Nigerian politics, still be advocating for this nationalistic approach, nationalism about Nigeria, even when the parts are not part of the whole?
You see the way the elite, the Nigerian elite, they are happy with the way Nigeria is right now. Because if if the system, the institution in Nigeria should be working like the developed world, nobody will think about, when last did you read about John Crescent in this country? The former Prime Minister. Mm-hmm. When last did you read about him? Joe Clark, do you know even though if he's still alive? Because there is an institution that is working. Nobody is talking about Godfather. Nobody is talking about some statesman somewhere. Because the institution Nigeria is not working, this is what the elite want. This is the way they want to keep some people perpetually poor, so that when it is time for election, everybody will be paying homage to them. This is what all of them want. So Obasanjo is not different. You understand? So they all they know the root cause of our problem in that country. But they don't want to address it because this is the kind of Nigeria they want.
So it is right to also accuse, to say Obasanjo is part of the problem?
I don't think exactly so. In every country, there are people who we call federalists. And there are people who believe that the lesser the country, the better. So Obasanjo is a federalist. And there's nothing wrong with being a federalist, hoping that Nigeria can work.
I don't think this is the issue of federalist.
Obasanjo is
I don't dispute he's a federalist, right? But you made mention of something in your opening earlier. You said when he was the president, as a civilian president, for the 8 years he ruled, he did very well. Yes. He paid down the debt. He recruited the best brain to help in his administration. Now that the people you have imposed on the people in the country, when they are not performing to expectation, I mean, they should build on what
he did.
You did. So when they can't do it, what effort has he made to make sure? I mean, you brought Jonathan as a deputy governor.
You are giving the leverage to Obasanjo's argument. That's why Obasanjo's argument is that for the fact that the ones I brought are not doing well, that's why I'm advocating that they should change.
But first time, second time, third time, it doesn't make sense.
What about this argument that I hear about Obasanjo, that Obasanjo doesn't want somebody to overshadow his records?
That's one of them.
He wants to push them down.
No, that's a very stupid argument. Obasanjo and every progressive-minded Nigerian wants the best for our country. We want our country to be like the United States, like Canada. That is not happening, and that's a cause for concern. Anybody who loves Nigeria that much would complain that things are not working. I think that's what he is doing.
No, when we complain, right, where is the strategic plan or the solution or the dialogue that you brought people? He was talking about third force, isn't it? Where is the third force today? Why did it now all of a sudden resulted in supporting Atiku? Is Atiku a third force?
Yes, I can answer that question. Creating a third force requires financial resources. He doesn't have those resources. Nigerians are hungry.
No.
Okay, so if Obasanjo can make pronouncement and Nigerians follow him, why would they not be able to build a third force?
Thank you.
It requires financial resources.
But so what about all those mushroom?
Did he use did he apply any financial resources to make Nigeria follow him to choose out? If Atiku is elected, everybody will now say Obasanjo, it's because Obasanjo pronounced.
No.
So Atiku will not write on Obasanjo.
He is lending his weight to if Atiku hadn't won the nomination of PDP, Obasanjo would not be supporting him. The PDP is the other largest political party that is in a position to be able to wrest power from the APC.
Because Obasanjo has only maintained in all the choice he has made, first of all, Yar'Adua. It is Yar'Adua or Yar'Adua, not others. Jonathan, it has to be Jonathan, not others. Buhari, when he chose Buhari is the best thing given at this time. That's the statement he's making right now. That given the choices, it is Atiku. So that which means that anybody who had come, if Saraki, for instance, had come out from PDP, Obasanjo would have supported Saraki against.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Now,
in 2007, Obasanjo was the president of Nigeria and the leader of PDP. The onus was on him to canvass for votes for the candidate of the PDP. When it was Jonathan's time in power, he did the same thing. It was what he was supposed to do. When it was Buhari's turn,
he tore his PDP papers.
Because Jonathan had performed below expectation. There was no other viable presidential candidate that can knock him out from power other than Buhari. So Buhari became the lesser of two evils.
But one outstanding thing about Obasanjo is that sooner than later, he's going to fight with the person he chose. He fought with Yar'Adua.
Yes.
He fought with Jonathan. Jonathan is no good. Yar'Adua.
No, he is not fighting with them.
He disagrees.
Back in the 60s or in the 50s, when we had Awolowo as a viable opposition leader, what the opposition party does is to marshal a blueprint for how the nation can be run that is better than what the ruling party is doing.
Exactly.
And that's what Obasanjo is doing, because we don't have a viable opposition.
Is Obasanjo now an opposition?
That's what he has
No,
constituted himself into.
Obasanjo has no shown. I mean, okay, if you really want to be an opposition, this is where thought first should have come in. This is you that tore your PDP party membership. You supported Buhari. Buhari is failing now. You came out because you were he wasn't having any political relevancy. He said he's looking for third force. And he was moving around. All of a sudden, he couldn't marshal any third force because people are not actually listening to him. He was a noisemaker, to be honest with you. Because, listen, when
can we actually agree that the Obasanjo is a noisemaker?
that's the way
I don't think so.
Sir, do you know why I say it's a noisemaker? The reason why I say it's a noisemaker is that before you criticize people, a few days ago they were in
Council of State.
A Council of State. Mm-hmm. Where have you sat all these people together? Let's look at the problem of the country.
That he sent messages of Buhari secretly, but Buhari didn't listen. That's why he came out in the open.
Okay, so that's what they keep saying. He sent a message to Yaradua secretly. Yaradua wasn't listening. He sent message secretly to Jonathan. Jonathan wasn't listening. Okay. To Buhari, Buhari wasn't listening.
Obasanjo has become a perennial issue in Nigerian politics, even to the military. I remember when I was in school those days, he told Babangida that his SAP measures should have a human face.
First, yes.
And he gave Babangida a hard nut to crack. It became a hard nut to crack under Babangida's regime. Yaradua, he was even Abacha. That was why Abacha arrested him and
threw him into jail.
So is this a past time? It's because the serious allegation that it has become his pastime.
No. It's not his pastime. Okay. When people like him travel out, go for international conferences, people around the world mention it to them that Nigeria is not working. And there is this desire to see if there's anything that can be done.
Well, so where is the action?
Well, part of the action is that you don't keep quiet. It's said that people who keep quiet are the face of evil.
So this is why I said it's making noise.
Let's do it this way now. If Obasanjo had played a part in the choice of these leaders, and we're talking about structures that will make Nigeria work, has he advocated those kind of structures that will make it work? Agreed, he established EFCC to check corruption. He established ICPC. He established whatever. But what has he drawn up a blueprint to say, Atiku, this is what I expect you to do now that I'm helping you to, assisting you to campaign and maybe assist you into power? One should have expected Obasanjo to play that role, but he's not.
Well, Atiku has his agenda, his plan to govern the nation. And if Obasanjo is supporting him, it means that he agrees with that agenda.
So he also agrees with Yaradua, with Buhari?
Yes, he did.
When he agreed, right?
In fairness to the APC, that they had a good blueprint.
So what
happened? But they had a leader who could not implement it.
You see, sir, let me tell you one thing. When even in Cuba, when, what's his name? Castro was sick. His brother took over.
Yes.
He was acting. You understand me now? While Castro was still there.
Yeah.
Within the parameter of their policy and so on, his brother performed. Okay. Isn't it? Yeah. But the head was sick. Okay. Right?
Yeah.
So whether Buhari is sick or not, if people like Obasanjo has really sat down with the Council of Elders and they draw up a real framework
There's a platform like that, the Council of State.
Yeah, that's why they have meeting recently, only to go there and share money.
It doesn't have an economic relevance. It doesn't have any political relevance.
So what is the essence of them sitting?
Well, it's there in the Constitution.
Well, the debate continues. Gentlemen, thank you for giving relevance to this discussion. And as Nigeria make decisions on February 19th, February 16th, to make a choice on who rules them in the next 4 years, I wish that this will form part of the discussion and make so that Nigerians will arrive at an informed decision when they make a choice on February 16th. Mr. B, I want to thank you for coming to the program. As a matter of always my thanks to you. And Nigerians who are watching and people around the globe, Nigeria goes to the poll on February 16th. And the discussion was that Obasanjo has become an issue in Nigerian politics. Making a choice for Nigerians in the past 30 years or so. And the question is whether he's right at this time to ask Nigeria to vote for Atiku. And my guests have given a very good discussion tonight. I hope it has benefited you. Please tune into Platform Media International Political Arena. I'm yours sincerely, Joe Esude. Catch us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Have a good night. Bye-bye.